Welcome back to another game of Ya-Ya Tabletop Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of Ya-Ya. Um, Ya-Ya Baseball, not Ya-Ya, but Ya-Ya Baseball. And in this game, we're going to replay a 2021 game, early season game, Baltimore at New York. An interesting one. It's going to be John Means against Jameson Taillon. And let's just go through the lineups. This is going to be Baltimore. Their lineup is Seth Mullins leading off, Mancini at first, Santander in right, Mountcastle in left, Michael Franco is the DH, Pedro Severino is catching, Rio Ruiz at third, Freddie Galvis at short, and Ramon Urias at second base. Johnny Means will be pitching, the big left-hander for Baltimore, their ace. And for the Yankees, it's going to be LeMahieu, Torres, Hicks, Stanton DHing. He's their only player with any sort of ratings, judges in this game. Clint Frazier in right, Jay Bruce at first, Gary Sanchez catching, Urshela at third, and Brett Gardner in left. Pitching for the Yankees is Jameson Taillon, and he can go 5 innings. Means can go 6. So we're expecting to get into the bullpen in this game. Let's get right into the ball game. This is Ya-Ya Tabletop Baseball. If you're not familiar with the game, then this is loosely based off of Yahtzee. So we're using 5 dice and sort of thinking about full houses, straights, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 5 of a kind. So sort of loosely based off of the concepts of Yahtzee, but applied to a baseball game. And you'll see how that works. With the star players get a chance to roll a second time. They can roll all 5 dice. They can pick up 1 die and roll it as many as they want to try to get into a hit space. Neither of our pitchers are money pitchers, so the cancel die will only be used for defense, at least until a money pitcher comes into the game. For the diamonds, this is a terrible diamond, but for the diamonds, that means that if the player has a straight 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, then they can roll the other die to see if they hit a home run, because a small straight is a strikeout, a large straight is a home run, and so a power hitter gets that opportunity to try to hit the home run and swing for the fences. We have no stellar defensive players in this game. There's often a defensive rating for one player on a team, and that's for anybody with the defensive rating, which is based off of Ultimate Zone rating. A defensive rating of 10 or more. So that's sort of a high level, just like these are the diamonds are for guys who've hit 30 home runs. The stars are for anyone who has produced a 370 plus WOBA, which is definitely above average to good. And just like that, on defense, a value of 10 for your defensive rating or your defensive value is an excellent defender. So we don't have any of those in this game. And let me take just a small break, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I think we got everything we need to get this one going. This is Baltimore at New York in the Bronx for an early season showdown 2021. We have our Ya-Ya chart that we'll be using. We have our advanced play guide that we'll also be using for base running plays. And we have our dice. So Seth Mullins is going to be leading off against Jameson Taillon, top of the first. And let's see how this goes for Baltimore and New York. 1, 2, 3 with a couple of 6s. So Mullins can re-roll. Let's go ahead and re-roll for the. Let's roll for the straight. If he gets the small straight, he can roll for the home run. So a lot of nothing there. So that's going to be 10. plus 4 is 14. 14 is a fly ball to the left fielder. And right off the bat we have, oh, no error. Thought we were going to have one. So that's a fly ball to left field, and the left fielder Brett Gardner is there. Longtime Yankee, and he puts it away for out number 1. Brings up Trey Mancini. So 2, 3, 4. You would think that Mancini would have power rating, but he doesn't. So that's going to be 10, 14, 16, 19. 19 is a ground to the third baseman, and the third baseman is Urshela. He's up with it over to first, and that is out number 2. Brings up Santander, the right fielder, and that's going to be a full house. So 4s over 6s is a double past the first baseman. So a 2-bagger there, and he gets caught in a rundown. So you see here, double pass first, and the player gets caught in a rundown, which is here. So the lead base runner gets caught in a rundown. Now we need to flip over to our rundown chart, and that says that a 4 of a kind, the runner is safe at the next base. That's what I mean. Small straight, the runner is safe at the next base, and if there is a runner on third, then that person will score. So like you get caught in a rundown, and between first and second, or second and third, and then the run makes it home from third. A large straight, there's an error on the throw, and then the runner is safe and everyone else advances 1 base. So that's what we're playing off here. Otherwise, if it's not a 4 of a kind, small straight, or large straight, then the player is out. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and look at that, that's a large straight. So there's an error on the throw. So he's going to make it to third. Caught in the rundown, he makes it to third. There's an error on the throw, and the runner advances 1 base. Look at that. So it's a double with an error, and he scores. What a crazy play to start the game. And so that's going to be 1 down. 1 in with 2 down, and Ryan Mountcastle stands in. That was exactly as crazy as I'd hoped that it would be whenever I made it. Okay, so nothing here. That's going to be 6, 8, 10, and that will be an error. So 2 errors to start the game for the Yankees. And runner at first base with Michael Franco up. That's going to be a walk. So 3 6s is a walk. And this is going about as badly as New York could have hoped. Pedro Severino, the catcher, stands in. That's going to be 10 plus 18. Plus 8. 10 plus 8 is 18. And an 18 is a grounder to short, and that will end the inning. So we go 6-3 on the put out, but not before 1 run comes in on the crazy rundown play. So we go to the bottom of the first. The Yankees are down a run, but only 1, even after all that in the first inning. And it'll be LeMahieu, Torres, and Hicks against John Means. 1, 2, 3. So nothing there. So 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 is a fly ball to the center fielder, and that's put away for out number 1. Center fielder Mullins makes the play. Next up is Gleyber Torres. 2, 3, 4, 5 is a small straight, but Torres doesn't have any special markings or anything, so he's going to be struck out. That's out number 2. Brings up Hicks. 2s. We have 3 2s here. So that's going to be a base knock. That's just base hits right up the middle. And Giancarlo Stanton stands in. He is the DH in this game. He is a star power, so he's got a 3 of a kind here. Let's roll to see if he can get some more, and he doesn't. But that's going to be a base knock. That's a single with an error check. So we're going to check the error on it There is no error. So a base hit there. And let's try to get Hicks to third. So all it takes is a 2 of a kind, which we have two 2 of a kinds, and we got to choose one. Let's choose the 3s. So if this roll is a 3, then he's out at third. If not, he'll be safe. And he's going to be safe at third. So he successfully goes first to third on the base knock from Stanton. So runners at first and third with 2 outs, and a big Frazier to the plate. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 is not anything for anybody. So that's going to be 10, 15, 17, and that's a grounder to the second baseman. The second baseman Urias over to first for the third out of the inning, and that's all she wrote. So no runs there for the Yankees, although they get a lot of runners on base. And we go to the top of the second inning. Baltimore up 1-0. It'll be Ruiz, Galvis, and Urias against Taillon. Nothing here. So 10, 15, 17 is a grounder to the second baseman. And the second baseman is LeMahieu. He makes the play. Over to first, 1 out. Freddie Galvis, the shortstop, stands in. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Galvis has nothing special there, so that's going to be a K for Taillon, his first of the game. And that's going to be 2 down in the inning. So Urias, the second baseman, he's got a 3 of a kind here, and that will be good enough for a base hit up the middle. And he stands at first base. Let's go ahead and try to steal with him. Again, we just need a 2 of a kind for a steal. We get that with the 6s. And if this is a 6, he's out. Otherwise, he's in there with the steal. It is a 5, and so he'll be in there with the stolen base. So runner at second base now with Cedric Mullins to the plate. He is a star player, so he gets to roll again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, that small straight is normally a strikeout, but for a player who either gets to roll again or to roll for power, that's going to be a chance to roll again. So I'm going to roll again for the star, see if we get what we need. We don't, and now I'm rolling for the power, and we do get it there. Nope, don't get it there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to mean that's a strikeout. So we didn't get it either one. We needed a 5, or we needed a 5 to make that happen. So that's an inning strikeouts, and Baltimore gets no runs, although they get a runner into scoring position. Can't bring them home. So that's going to be 1-0 Baltimore as we go to the bottom of the second. John Means will be facing Bruce, Sanchez, and Urshela for the Yankees. That's a 1, 2, 3. And that's 10, 15, 17. 17 is a grounder to the second baseman. The second baseman is Urias, and he makes the play over to first. So that's going to be out number 1. Then we got Sanchez, the catcher. Got a 3, 4, 5, and that's all that is. So that's going to be 11, 15, 16. 16 is a fly ball to the right fielder, and the right fielder is Santander, and he makes the play. So out number 2. 2 down in the inning, and Urshela, the third baseman, stands in. That's going to be 3 2s. 3 2s is good enough for a base hit up the middle. And Urshela stands at first. Let's go ahead and try to steal with him. Why not? And he gets 3 5s. What we need is a 2 of a kind, not a 3 of a kind. Let's see what we got. For a steal in the second, 3 of a kind, lead runner is safe. Other runners advance 1 base. So he is going to be safe. There are no other runners on base. So runner at second base with Brett Gardner to the plate. Gardner's going to get a hit here. So that's going to be a single. And the runners at all advance 1 base. So the guy on first is here, and that's going to advance the runner here 1 extra base, and so that's going to be an RBI single for Brett Gardner as the Yankees tied up at 1. Back to the top of the order, Jalen Mayhew. He flied out to center his first at bat. Almost a full house here, so it's 10. Plus 10 is 20. 20 is a ground ball to the first baseman. And the first baseman is Mancini. He gathers it in. He tosses it to the pitcher covering at first, and that'll be out number 3. But the Yankees do get on the board here at the bottom of the second inning and ties the score at 1 apiece. So 1-1, it'll be Mancini, Santander, and Mountcastle for the Orioles. Almost something big there, so it's going to be 6, 10, 12. 12 is going to be a grounder right out in front of the plate, and Sanchez gets to it quickly over to first, and Mancini is down for the first out of the inning. The right fielder, Santander, and he gets hold of one. That's 2s over 6s. 2s over 6s is going to be a double off the wall. And we'll say a double off the wall in left center. Doesn't really matter, but he's standing at second base as he almost put a hole in the wall. He hit it so hard. And that's going to bring up Mountcastle. Mountcastle, if he has a small straight, is going to be able to roll for the home run. And it may not even matter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the powerful Ryan Mountcastle goes yard as the Orioles retake the lead with a 2-run home run from Mountcastle. That drives in Santander from second, and it's a 3-1 lead now for Baltimore with Michael Franco coming up to the plates. Got 3 2s. He follows up with a single, and Taillon not faring so well here in the first few innings. It will be Severino with 1 out and a runner at first base. That's a 4, 5, 6, but nothing really happening there. So 10 plus 11 is 21, 22, and that'll be a strikeout. Big strikeout there for Taillon. There's 2 outs in the inning and a runner at first base, and Rio Ruiz stands in. Almost gets that full house there, but not quite. So it's 9, 9, 18 plus 2 is 20. That's a grounder to the first baseman, and the first baseman is Jay Bruce, and he's able to handle it. He takes it to first himself for the unassisted out. But Baltimore does get 2 on the Mountcastle home run, and they have a 3-1 lead heading into the bottom of the third inning. The Yankees send up the heart of their order, Torres, Hicks, and Stanton against John Means. Nothing there. So that's going to be 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 6 is 16. 16 is fly ball to right field. Fly ball to right field is caught, and that will be the first out of the inning. The right fielder is Santander, and that's going to be out number 1. Aaron Hicks stands in. Yeah, not much going on there. So 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 is a fly ball to center field, and that will be caught. So a couple of flyouts here from the Yankees, and that's 2 down in the inning. Brings up Giancarlo Stanton. 3s and 4s. Let's go ahead and roll for that big hit. So let's see if we can get it. Doesn't get it. And then there's no straight here, so nothing to roll for the power. So that's going to be 10, 16, 20. 20 is grounded to first. And the first baseman is Mancini, and he'll make the play. Pitches it over to Means, who's covering, and they get Stanton by a couple of steps. So 3 up, 3 down go the Yankees in the bottom of the third. Had a chance there with Stanton, but couldn't come through. And we go to the top of the fourth. It's 3-1 Baltimore over New York. It's Freddie Galvis, the second baseman Urias, and Mullins back to the top of the order. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, nothing there. So it's going to be 10, 15, 17. 17 is a grounder to the second baseman. And let's see, does LeMahieu handle it? He does. And that will be 4-3 on the put out for out number 1. Urias now stands in with 1 out and nobody on. So that's going to be 8, 12, 15. 15 is a fly ball to center field. The center fielder is Hicks, and he will make the play for out number 2. And back to the top of the order with Cedric Mullins. That's a 1, 2, 3, 5. Let's roll for that home run. And we don't get it. There's no straight there, so 5, 10, 12. 12 is a little nubber out in front of the plate, and Sanchez is going to jump out and make the play for out number 3. Speedy Mullins is out at first, and the Orioles go down 1, 2, 3 in the 4th. So head to the bottom of the 4th. The Yankees are down 3-1. It'll be Clint Frazier, Jay Bruce, and Gary Sanchez. You get 3 4s here. That's going to be good enough for a base knock. That's a single with an error check. So Frazier is on with his first hit of the day. And let's check for the error. See if there's an error on the play. There's not. And so he'll be standing at first base. Jay Bruce to the plate. Two, 3, 4, nothing there. And it's going to be 10, 15, 17. 17 will be a grounder to second base. Let's check for the error. Is there an error on the play? There's not. And now we have nobody out and a runner at first. Let's roll for the double play. If it's a 2 of a kind, that'll be a 4-6-3. And we do have a 2 of a kind there. We get a couple of them. So that's going to be a 4-6-3 DP, turned by Baltimore. 1 out, 2 outs, and the bases are clear now. John Means against Gary Sanchez. Sanchez flied out to right field in his first at bat. What do we have here? So we have 10 plus 19 is grounder to the third baseman, and the third baseman is Ruiz, and he'll make the play over to first, and that is out number 3. So the Yankees go down in the 4th. They do get a leadoff hit, but Baltimore turns the 4-6-3 nifty double play and preserves the lead 3-1. It'll be Mancini, Santander, and Mountcastle against Taillon. Taillon most likely in his last inning, but we'll see how things fare for him. Nothing here, so it's going to be 12, 13, 16, plus 5 is 21 as a strikeout. That'll be out number 1. Santander now. He is 2 for 2 with a couple of doubles. Not going to get a double here, so it's 5, 11, plus 2 is 13. And that's a ground ball to the shortstop. And the shortstop is Gleyber Torres. And he fires it over to first for out number 2. 2 down with Ryan Mountcastle to the plate. He had a 2-run home run in his last at bat. Not a home run here, but he does get a 2s over 5s double to right center field. So he's hot in this game, and he's at second base with 2 outs. And Michael Franco, who did get a base hit his last at bat, and almost comes up with the big hit here, but not quite. So 10, 20, 4 is a strikeout looking, and that'll be out number 3. Strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the day for Taillon, and that ends the inning. And we'll see if it ends Taylor's outing. He might be able to go one more. Let's see how the Yankees do here. Baltimore strands the runner at second base. They still have a 3-1 lead, thanks to the Mountcastle home run in the 3rd inning. For the Yankees in the bottom of the 5th, it's going to be Ursula Gardner, and back to the top will be Jay LeMahieu. So 3s and 5s here, but nothing else. So it's going to be 10, 14, 17, 20. 20 is a ground ball to the first baseman. First baseman is Mancini, and he'll make the play. as he tosses it to the pitcher covering. That'll be a 3-1 put out. Sharing is caring. That's what we like to follow here. Gardner. Gardner is 1 for 1 with a single. Not going to get a single here. That's going to be 10 plus 5 is 15, 17. 17 is a grounder to second base. And the second baseman is Urias, and he makes the play over to first. So that's 2 down in the inning. Back to the top of the order with DJ LeMahieu. LeMahieu is 0 for 2 and doesn't have anything here. So 10, 13, 14. 14 is a fly ball to left. And that will be caught by the left fielder Mountcastle for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down, go to the Yankees in the 5th. And let's go ahead and leave Taillon out there. He's been pitching okay. We'll keep an eye on him and maybe one more inning. The 5 is not a hard and fast rule. You can play it however you want to. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a small straight. And against Severino, that's going to be a strikeout. So that's out number 1. And brings up Rio Ruiz. It's grounded out a couple times. And he's got a 4 of a kind here. So that's going to be 4 5s. 4 5s is going to be a double. And he gets an opportunity to roll 1 for the triple. So let's see. And he doesn't get it, but that's going to be a double for Rio Ruiz. So with 1 out, Baltimore has a runner at second base and brings up Freddie Galvis, the shortstop. Longtime Philadelphia Philly, Freddie Galvis. So that's going to be 10, 16, 17, and 2 is 19. That'll be a ground ball to the third baseman. Let's see if there's an error. No error on the play as Urshela makes it. He looks back the runner to second. And he'll throw over to first for the out. Ruiz stays at second base. And Urias up with the opportunity for an RBI. Runner at second. 2 outs. He is 1 for 2 on the day. He's got a 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 1, 2, 3, 4 isn't going to do anything for him. That's a strikeout to end the inning. So Baltimore does get a double from Rio Ruiz, but they can't bring him around. And score is still 3-1. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Good matchup here. Thought it was going to get a little ugly there at the beginning, but it didn't. And so it's going to be Gleyber Torres, Aaron Hicks, and Giancarlo Stanton against John Means. Ooh, that was a 3. So that's 3 threes. I'm pretty sure that was a 3. So that's going to be a base hit for Gleyber Torres to right field as he goes the other way. And he's on it first. Let's go ahead and steal with Torres. He's got the young legs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stolen base with a large straight. Error on the throw. All runners advance 2 bases. So I think I changed that to just 1 base. I'm pretty sure. I don't think you're going to get too many opportunities for a 2-base error on a throw through to center field. So he gets the stolen base. And he's going to get 1 extra base on the error. So big error there for Baltimore as Severino throws it past the shortstop covering. And it's going to be Hicks to the plate with nobody out and a runner at third. Let's see if the Yankees can get him in. Baltimore's playing back here, trading a run for an out. That's going to be not much there. So 10, 15, 17. 17 is a grounder to the second baseman. Second baseman is Urias, and he makes the play, and they will trade that out for a run. So that's going to knock in the run from third, and the Yankees cut the lead to 3-2. It's Giancarlo Stanton at the plate now with nobody out. I mean, 1 out and nobody on. So that's a 1, 2, 3. We also have a couple of 6s here. Let's go ahead and roll for the small straight, and we need to get a 4 in order to roll again. Let's see. So nothing there. We went for it and didn't get it. So that's going to be 6, 5, 10, 17. 17 is a grounder to second base. Second baseman makes the play. That's Urias over to Mancini, and that's 2 outs in the inning. Already 1 in for the Yankees, and it'll be Clint Frazier to the plate, 1 for 2. That is going to be a 3 of a kind, and that's a single to right field. So second base hit of the day for Clint Frazier. He's on with 2 outs and James to the plate. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and that won't matter really for Jay Bruce, as he doesn't have any sort of modifier, so that's going to be a strikeout for him, and that'll be out number 3. So the Yankees do get 1. The score is now 3-2, Baltimore over New York, as we head to the top of the 7th inning. We're going to roll with it with Taillon, and there's no penalties for getting tired or anything like that. So the only penalty I've thought about for getting tired is if you had a money pitcher who went past his innings, or he went past, let's say, 1 inning more than his average, then maybe you just drop the money part, right? And then he just becomes an average pitcher without the ability to stop anything. That's one thing I've thought of before. But it will be the top of the order: Sid Mullins, Mancini, and Santander against Taillon. Still trying to figure out the best way to set this game up and deal with situations like that in game. So that's going to be 5, 10, plus 4 is 14. 14 is a fly ball to the left fielder. The left fielder is Gardner, and he will make the play for out number 1. Okay, and that will be, we should do that again because Sid Mullins has the ability to roll again, and I just did not take advantage of that, did I? Okay, so we got a possible full house here, and he doesn't get it, so it's still going to be an out. 10, 12, 18. 18 is a grounder to short, and the grounder is handled by Torres. So still an out, but at least we did it the appropriate way that time. Mancini is up with 1 out, and that's going to be a base knock right up the middle. First hit of the day for Trey Mancini, the slugger for Baltimore. And it brings up Santander, the right fielder. He is 2 for 3, a couple doubles. He's not able to add to that here, so it's going to be 10, 15, 20. 20 is a grounder to the first baseman, 1 out and a runner at first. We're going to check for the error. Is there an error at first base? There's not. And so Bruce is going to start the double play. If we get a 2 of a kind, it'll be a double play, 3-6-3. And we do get the said double play. So that's going to be an ending double play, as that's out number 2. Out number 3 is 3-6-3 on the putout, and that will end it for Baltimore as Jay Bruce gets it around on the 3-6-3 double play, and New York is out of that. Still 3-2 our score. We're going to leave Johnny Means in there as well. He's facing the bottom of the order. Maybe next inning to do something different, but it'll be Sanchez, Urshela, and Gardner to the plate. We'll keep an eye on John Means. This could be trouble. This could be an error. So that's 4, 5, 4, 5. That's a 10. And a 10 is going to be an error, an indiscriminate error on Baltimore. So they have a runner at first base with Gary Urshela to the plate. Don't see a lot here. So that's going to be 10, 15, 20. 20 is a grounder to the first baseman. Again, check the error. No error on the play. And Mancini starts the 3-6-3 double play, and they are not going to get it. So a 3 of a kind is not a 2 of a kind. So when it's not that, we take the fielder's choice, and that's going to be a 3-6 fielder's choice, and Urshela will be standing at first. So I don't complete the double play, but we do get the force out at second base. Let's do a little something different. Let's do a little hit and run with Gardner. Gardner is 1 for 2. The only play that we have on our advanced play guide is if there's a strikeout on a hit and run, then how do we deal with the strikeout? But if it's a base hit, obviously the runner goes first to third. If it's a double, the runner's going to score. If it is a ground ball, then there's no double play. The only play is to first. So we have a few options. So let's do a hit and run. This is Brett Gardner to the plates. Almost the big hit, but not quite. So that's going to be 7, 7, 14 plus 3 is 17. That's a grounder to the second baseman. So let's check the error. No error on the play. And Urias over to first. So it's going to be 4-3 is his only play. And that'll be the second out of the inning, but the runner does move up on the fielder's choice. So runner at second base now with DJ LeMahieu to the plate. So the hit and run is good for keeping you out of a double play situation. That's a 4. So it's be 10, 26. A 26 is an interesting one. It is a third strike that gets away. So LeMahieu takes a hack. He strikes out, but he makes it to first because the catcher can't handle the pitch. So that's going to move both runners up 1 base, as they can't get LeMahieu at first. And 26 is the highest number that you can roll, so it's a very uncommon roll number, especially to get right off the bat. Torres is up. He's 1 for 3 with an RB or with a single. His last at bat. Yankees are down 3-2. So you got any of that Yankee magic here. And maybe this is going to be an error, looks like. So 5, 10, 11 is an error. And that will load the bases. As we have bases loaded with Aaron Hicks. Hicks is 1 for 3 in the game. And that's going to be a big knock for the Yankees, as 4 fours is a single with an error check. So that's going to be a base hit. That's going to score this run. So at least 1, and we'll see if LeMahieu can score. Let's check the error first, because he might just score on the error. There's no error on the play. Now let's roll for this player coming in from second base. So he's going to go to second. And what we need is a taking the extra base. We have a 3 of a kind. 3 of a kind lead runner is safe, and the other runners advance 1 base on the throw. So he gets to third on the base hit. He gets home on the roll. And that's going to be a 2 RBI double. Each of the runners moves up a base on the throw. And I guess we'll move up on the fielder's choice. That's how you score that. So runners at second and third with 2 outs. The Yankees have 2 in, and they've taken the 4-3 lead. Big base hit there for Aaron Hicks. And they have the big bopper up, Stanton. So 3, 5, 6. What do you do here? You go for the single, right? So let's roll for those 3s. And we wind up with a 2, 3, 4, 5, even though that wasn't what we're going for. And now he can roll for the home run. Let's see how it is, home run or a K. And it's going to be a strikeout. So we had the 2, 3, 4, 5. We needed a 1 or a 6 for the home run. But instead, Giancarlo strikes out to end the inning and to end the threat. But the Yankees get 2 in the bottom of the 7th off of Johnny Means, and that's going to be good enough for a 4-3 lead. So a really good one here as we head to the top of the 8th inning. We're going to replace Taillon and bring in a new Yankee pitcher. All right, the new Yankee pitcher is Loaisaga, and he is a right-hander. He'll be facing middle of the order for Baltimore: Mountcastle, Franco, and Severino. So 4, 5, 6 for Baltimore. Baltimore's down 1. Loaisaga is he can go 1 inning, and he is a money pitcher. So the plan here for New York now has changed, and they'll go with Loaisaga, and if they're still ahead after the 8th, then they're going to bring in the big man Chapman to close it out. This is a 1, 2, 3, nothing else there. Mountcastle is a power player, but he doesn't have a small straight here. He needed a 4 there. So that's going to be 5 plus 10. 5, 10, 12. 12 is a ground to the second baseman. To the catcher, and the catcher makes the play. That's going to be Sanchez over to Jay Bruce, and that'll be out number 1. Brings in Michael Franco. Franco is 1 for 2 with a single. He almost comes up with the big hit here. That's going to be 6. 10 plus 6 is 16. That will be a fly ball to the right fielder, and that's a can of corn. So 2 down now, and it will be Severino to the plate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that will be a home run if something isn't done about it. So if this is a 1, that's going to be a home run. Otherwise, Loaisaga is going to prevent the home run from happening. But this could be a tie ball game as Pedro Severino stands in, and that's going to eliminate that 5. So no home run on the play, but almost. So 15 plus 5 is 20. 20 is a ground out to the first baseman. The first baseman is Jay Bruce, and he makes the play, and that will be 3-1 on the putout. 1, 2, 3 go Baltimore in the Orioles in the top of the 8th inning, and it's going to be New York coming to bat in the bottom of the 8th. We're going to bring in a new pitcher for Baltimore, so let's get that set up. Okay, so the new pitcher is going to be Paul Fry. He's a lefty. He comes on in the bottom of the 8th inning, and it will be Clint Frazier, Jay Bruce, and Gary Sanchez for the Yankees. They have a 4-3 lead, looking to add on here in the 8th inning. 2, 3, 4 is not going to do anything, so that's 10. 15, 19 is a grounder to the third baseman. The third baseman is Ruiz. He's up with it and over to first, and that will be out number 1. Jay Bruce to the plate. Bruce is 0 for 3 on the day. He struck out in his last at bat. So that's going to be 10, 15, 20. 20 is a grounder to the first baseman. First baseman is Mancini, and he will make the play unassisted to first base. And that will bring last chance in the 8th inning is Gary Sanchez. Sanchez 0 for 3, reached on an error his last at bat. That's a 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5 to Sanchez will be a strikeout. And Fry comes in and does the work. And so 3 up, 3 down go the Yankees in the 8th. Last hope for Baltimore is the 9th inning, and we're going to go ahead and bring in the big man, Aroldis Chapman. Let's find him real quick. I don't have to do a lot of searching for who's going to come in for the Yankees in the 9th inning. Chapman with 30 saves. He is actually not a money pitcher, if you can believe it. So his FIP was 3.99, which is a little bit more than his ERA. You only get a money pitcher distinction if you are 3.50 or less. So Chapman, not a money pitcher. We'll see how that plays into this. It's Ruiz, Galvis, and Urias for Baltimore. 2, 3, 4. That won't be anything, so that's going to be 10. Plus 7 is 17. 17 is the grounder to second base. And the second baseman, LeMahieu, will make the play. That's out number 1. And brings up Freddie Galvis, the shortstop. 5s and 2s, but nothing else. So that's 10, 14, 18. 18 is a grounder to the shortstop. And the shortstop is Gleyber Torres, and he's up to it for out number 2. And one more out. And this is Urias, the second baseman for Baltimore. Can he extend the inning against Aroldis Chapman? And he cannot. So that's going to be 9, 18, 20. 20 is a ground ball to the first baseman. Last hope is an error. And there is no error on the play as Jay Bruce makes it. He tosses over to Chapman with his long strides covering first. And that's a 3 up, 3 down ninth for the Yankees as they come back and win this one 4-3 against Baltimore in a really good one at the Bronx early in the year 2021. 4-3 is our score. The win is going to go to Loaisaga. Let me make sure of that. Yeah. So nothing for Taillon, although he pitched well over 7 innings. The loss is going to go to John Means as he gives up the 2 runs here on the single to Hicks. He gave up the 2-run single, which was the go-ahead single. Nothing here. And this is going to be the save for Chapman, who goes 1 inning. All right. So that's what we got here. This is Ya-Ya Tabletop Baseball. Really fun game with a lot of sort of strategy built into how do you do things, especially with the sort of the money pitchers, and base running comes into it a lot, and quite a bit of luck comes into the game, but you know, so is baseball. But I love these outcomes. I love playing the game because it's just a lot of fun to play the game. Honestly, you get to make a lot of decisions, sort of managerial decisions going through the game, and then you just have kind of the unknowns of these sort of these different roles with the star players and the diamonds. So they seem to come up on those guys that you get to roll for the home runs, and then you got money pitchers who can shut them down, and it's just kind of a fun game. If you want to play the game, you can email me at onbasebaseball@gmail.com, and I will send you the 2021 roster sheets, which I used to play this game here, and you'll also get the Ya-Ya chart. You'll get the advanced play guide, which I just have printed on front and back here, and then I'll also send you the game guide, which sort of walks you through how to do everything and how to play everything. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you should subscribe. I push out new videos every week, and it's either On Base Baseball or this, or On Base Advanced, or Quick Play Baseball. There's something going on that I'm playing on the channel. And if you click subscribe and then you click the bell notification, you'll be notified of new videos when they come out. You won't have to worry, has Brian produced a new video? It will come right to you and tell you there's a new video. So makes it easy peasy for you. If you don't want to subscribe but you like the content, just click the like button. It actually helps visibility with Google, and it's super easy for you to do, so I'd appreciate that. And if you want to check out more products that I've made, more games that I've made, I have 3 available for purchase at onbasebaseball.com, and you can go to that website and check those out. All right, I think that's it from here. Yankees win this one 4-3 in the Bronx in 2021, April 7th, 2021, over the Baltimore Orioles in a really good game. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.